Our boat has two masts, the main and the mizzen. On a ketch, the mizzen sits forward of the rudder for cruising balance, while on a yawl it's set aft for classic or racing rigs. Right now, I'm climbing the mizzen to reset our Glomax weBBoat 4G Evo, a Wi-Fi amplifier that grabs signals up to 2 miles away, boosts them, and rebroadcasts them on board. It even takes a 4G SIM to pull cell service up to 20 miles offshore and create a ship-wide hotspot far beyond a phone's usual 2 to 3 mile range.
Different screwdrivers and pokers.
Yep.
Get me one. There's an orange handle. It's like a jabber.
Jabber? Jibber jabber. Towers up the mast. We have a Wi-Fi extender and cell phone 4G thing up there, and we're locked out. We don't know the password, so she had to crack it open, and she climbed up there by herself. Oh boy, don't want.
Okay, this is the view from the mast, well, from the mizzen mast. I had to climb the mast to try and reset the Wi-Fi password. So I'm just hanging out waiting for tools to come up. It's pretty up here. Of course, it's like 100 degrees. So I'm literally sweating bullets, and it's disgusting, but yeah. I had to take the screws out of that little dome there and try to reset the Wi-Fi, but it's not working out so well, so now I'm waiting for my next instructions. And he's down there reading.
We are doing the headliner in the closet, which we're calling it. And before we
This is the mid berth, but we're turned into a closet. You can see it's a pretty nice little berth. I hate turning into a closet, but we got a bed. So anyway.
So before we put up the headliner, we are running wires to position where we want our lights. And we're using some spruce from Home Depot and just cutting it to make nailers to screw the wainscot in, because you can't screw it into the fiberglass. So putting up these little trim pieces, and
that's what the whole boat looked like when we bought it. There was no headliner, and then we added this here. This is the PVC wainscoting with finished nailers, and we're doing that in here. So before you do any of it, you need to decide where you want your lights, run wires, and decide where you want your nailers, which is we just did around the skylight, and we're gonna add some more, but the this is just regular old spruce from Home Depot. And what you would do is you would caulk it to the roof and nail into it, and don't tell anybody, but I'm screwing into the fiberglass, and that's what we use our nailers. So that's what the whole boat looked like, the headliner. And then when we're done, show what it looks like. Tobe's gonna help us put on the ceiling today, right, Tobes? So this is a wainscot, and it's nice and rigid. You can see how it's not too floppy, which is good, because I like easy stuff. So when you put your nailers up, what are you doing, boy? When you put your nailers up, they don't have to be that close together. You can space them out, because this stuff will hold itself up. So we're gonna put nailers all around the edges and maybe 2 down the middle. And if we don't like it, we can add a piece of this to cover up anything. And we got the wires running for the lights, and then we'll go from. So you put them all around the edges, that's for sure. And then trim will hold it up. Trim will hold the edges up, and then you run them this way wherever you have the screws. And normally you would caulk these in there, epoxy them in there. From 5200 or something to hold it up. I did it before with Power Grab, and that held them up. But this time, I'm using screws, which probably isn't good, because if your core gets wet, then you'll have drips running in. But you can see the factory, they use screws. There's lots of screws in there anywhere, so it's not like it's going to be any different than what it was. So that's it. We'll put the perimeter up, and then we'll show you once we start putting the wainscoting.
Tobes doesn't like the noise from the drill and the saw, so this is where he hides now. Good thing I clean the bathroom every day. Little scared boy.
Show them this here. So when you're working on a boat, sawdust and all the shit gets everywhere, we get a little box, and we try to cut our stuff in the box. That makes it a little easier to clean up, because everything ends up in the bilge. So sawdust. Usually what I'll do is I'll tape up all these seams for these hatches. Sawdust in the bilge pump isn't good, but we're in a rush. So that's that. Boom, nailers up. Do the perimeter. Gives you something nailed to in the corners. Then the trim will tuck up under there and hold it. And then you put some across the middle wherever you want. Nice and easy. We're not finished carpenters. We don't look for perfect stuff, but that's what we got. And then here's the wainscoting. Let's see Tobes. Let's see if Tobes still hiding. Tobes still hiding in the bathroom. Everybody said they want to see Tobes more in the videos. So stuff,
Look, babe.
Yeah.
It's really it's a dream to work with. See how you use the top? Cuts easy, there's no mess, no special tools. Alright, let's go.
Hey boy, Tobes helping us do the lights. So these are the lights we're using. They're LED lights. Unlike, these are the cheap Amazon lights. They have a better switch. Sea Dog makes them. They're like 80 bucks a piece. These are like 30 bucks on Amazon. So you have the, instead of bulbs, they have the LEDs. And then that's what they look like. They're pretty bright. It's like a hospital bright. So what I did is, babe, turn the other ones on. So what I did is I took the lid off and I spray painted the lid, the lens, so it gives it a more yellow, which to me is like a more comfortable hue. And then this one is the original. I don't really like that hospital look, but anyway, that's the cheap Amazon ones, which I believe are better than the $80 Sea Dog ones. And they have the switch. I always buy lights with switches on them, so I don't have to run wires, hide wires, run switches. Just rather have the switch on them. Right, Tobes? Tobes helping us. And then that's the headliner coming in. Looks pretty good. So we use finish washers. That's these guys. Now we use finish washers, which are these stainless steel washers. So rather than just having the screw head, you put the screw there. And it looks like that. And then when you're done, it looks like that. It looks nice and finished, and that's what they are. And that's right there. And everybody wants to see more Tobes. Tobes, he's got a little nervous pant. He doesn't like that noise from the power tools, but I got him trapped up here and he can't get down. So that's what it looks like with the lights. And then that's the one on Vita's hatch covers. It just slides right up in there. It gives it a nice touch. So got to do this tomorrow. But working 10 hours a day, driving 2 hours, and then a couple hours a night on the boat. But you get the gist. That's what it'll look like. Then you just trim it out. I'll do an after picture, but it'll all look like this here with the trim. Once it's trimmed out, the trim makes it look pretty nice.